This is Foxboro's Fortress, your home for all the latest on the New England Revolution. Brought to you by Leading Lights, LLC. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Foxboro's Fortress, your home for all the latest on the New England Revolution. I'm Cecil Kenny.
And I'm Raphael Babchick. Today we'll break down the Revs' disappointing but understanding loss to Chicago as we crash out of the Open Cup and the MLS match for SKC on Saturday. Along with all this, we're going to look ahead into the two matches the Revs have next week at both DC United and Montreal.
Big thanks to our sponsor, Leading Lights LLC, for sponsoring this episode. More on them later. For now, let's dive into how the Revs fared in their 3-1 loss to the Fire. Alright, let's just get right into it. So,
Revolution lost.
that was not cool.
Yeah.
So Chicago just outplayed us. We'll start there. They played their starters.
We did not.
No, we played our, Revs 2 guys and our bench guys.
Yeah.
I'm kind of impressed with a 3-1 loss because if they're playing their starters and we're playing guys that Caleb Porter's saying are nowhere near MLS level.
Jackson Yule.
Oh my God.
Who was playing, so.
Nowhere near MLS level, or he said something along them lines.
Yeah.
A few weeks back. I'm pretty impressed with the 3-1 loss, even though it doesn't look that good. I'm okay with it. We got our young guys a run. We don't continue in the cup, but
Yeah.
you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
It's an example of this.
Yeah, we're going to brush over this a little quickly. We're going to go over the stats quickly. The Fire obviously dominated possession, 63-37, which is obviously doesn't really tell the story of how they really dominated the game.
Yeah, they were very good. We had more shots. We had 9 total. But it's like they had 4 total shots. They scored. They had 3 on target. Those 3 turned into 3 goals.
Yeah, we had 3 also on target.
Actually, no, they had an own goal. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They had the Klein own goal. So, 2 of those shots on target turned into goals. Only 4 shots doesn't seem that impressive. 9 shots, it makes us seem a little bit more competitive. Chicago had that game from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago looked very good in that game, albeit playing their starters.
Yeah. And we did not.
We didn't play our starters, and that's not a bad thing whatsoever. Just Chicago dominated this game, and you win some, you lose some. It's not much else to say.
Yeah.
We used 3 subs. We didn't. The FOMO won't show me who went in for who. And so we're not going to dive too deep into that. Predictions about the game. Kuiper's your guy. He scored, and Bamba for me. He played. I thought he played well. I talked about a bunch of guys. Bamba. I talked about Kume.
Zinkernagel. Or was that me?
I think that was all of us.
Yeah, all of us.
Zinkernagel scored.
Right, yeah, off the bench.
Yeah, Chicago just outplayed us easily. I'm gonna shout out a guy, João Victor Souza. I wouldn't say he's my man of the match, but I'm a Boston College fan. Gotta show some love to the Boston College man. He came off the bench to make his Revs debut for the first team.
Yeah.
Good to see that. Yeah. It wasn't a great game for the Revs,
Definitely
but
not.
like I've been saying this entire time, you win some, you lose some.
Obviously, we're going over these ones a little quick. We have 4 games to talk about.
Yeah,
so.
we have a lot of games to talk about today. We want
to go man of the match for this one game. With this game, though, who do you think is the man of the match for the Revs this game?
I don't know. I feel like Jackson Yule, unfortunately,
Are you joking?
Decent. I don't want to say well.
April Fools. Cecil's obviously joking. Jackson Yule is obviously not the man of the match.
Who do you got?
Who do I have as man of the match? I think Brandon Bai. He played all right. Average, but to be honest, the team as a whole didn't really play that well. So I think he was really good at the game. I also have Damari McIntosh, who also played really well.
Yeah, I think he's up there.
Yeah, he's definitely up there with.
He didn't play
because our team as a whole wasn't amazing.
Yeah,
at all.
Obviously, a 3-1 loss is not gonna make your team incredible, especially with that 1 goal.
Yeah, or we could have Eric Klein, because even though he got an own goal, he signed a new deal.
So hey,
yeah,
if that's all it takes,
to be a Rev.
I will score 7 own goals, and maybe I can get a multi-million-dollar contract.
Yeah.
If that's all it takes. 100%.
Just gotta be earning Jackson Yule wages.
Oh my God.
All right.
Have those come out yet?
Not yet.
Okay. I have to set notifications for that.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Sporting Kansas City. So it's the same lineup as previous games. Just no Campana because of the injury. And instead it's Chunkalai. Good to see him back in that starting lineup.
100%.
It's a 3-3 draw. We were up 2-0, and then we let 3 unanswered go past.
In like I think it was 16 or 17 minutes.
It was
They scored 3 goals.
diabolical. It was just like...
Oh, 16.
Yeah, 16 minutes.
Yeah.
Rudy equalized, though, in the 84th.
All right.
That was...
Rudy.
That was something, all right. I was not expecting a Rudy to score a goal today.
Yeah. Chonk obviously scored, which is big. That's always something we want to see. Coming off obviously his injury, so I mean it's good to get him back on the score sheet. And,
yeah, definitely.
We obviously scored the first goal of the match, but we're gonna go into our one good, one bad. But the thing, it was a hard fought match, and obviously coming back after being down 3-2 in the late minutes is obviously great. But conceding 3 straight goals is like inexcusable. Coming out of halftime. Because Caleb Porter was talking about, he was so disappointed with our first half display against San Jose. He was like, we're going to go out guns rolling in this first half. And we did. And then in the second half, what do you tell his players to just like not play?
Yeah.
So I don't know what that was. Because in the first half, we were great.
We played well in the first half, and then second half, not so well.
That left-hand side with Peyton Miller, I mean, we were really controlling that side of the first half.
Yeah, Peyton Miller is fast.
Yeah.
And you know who else is fast? I was going to talk about this later, but now that I'm talking about this. Luis Diaz, though.
Luis Diaz,
oh my God, he's rapid.
He got the assist in the last goal to
he is
Rudy.
Fast.
Yeah, he came on. He actually did have a something to do, Luis Diaz. So same with Rudy. It's like the two.
That was great.
Right, Luca Langoni wasn't on the bench either.
He's still injured.
Still injured. Obviously, Campana is as well.
Yeah. But hey, I don't think it was a bad game in the Revs, but I think that 60-minute period, we just kind of gave up.
Yeah, and with 3 straight draws now, I feel we have to step up our game.
Yeah, definitely.
That's 3 points out of 3 games.
We are still undefeated with Tanner Beeson in the lineup. Let's start there.
Still undefeated in the NMLS. I think this is their 7th straight game undefeated.
Yeah, something like that. It's impressive that Tanner Beeson is.
It is
doing this. So what type of dark magic is?
Yeah, I don't know
Tanner
what he's
Beeson
doing.
using?
It's some
How is
kind
this
of
possible?
Voodoo magic.
He was like, "Well, shoot, we're losing, and I was in the lineup. So, let's think this through.
Who's gonna score? And then
who are my options?" And he's like, "Oh wait, Rudy's on the field.
Why don't I give him a goal?
Yeah. Why don't we give him a goal?"
Yeah. So I don't know, something like that. But we're gonna go one good, one bad. Obviously the good, we did escape with the point after being down.
And I thought the team played decent.
It wasn't terrible. The defense, I have to say, was extremely poor.
Yeah, the defense was not good.
In our previous 3-3 draw, which was against Orlando, I felt our defense, that was our worst game of the season. This game, I have to say, in that even at the first half, I felt like our defense was extremely poor. Ivicic as a whole wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great. Obviously, his deflection from the first save led to the goal. Not really much you can do about that. The defense has to be awake, because if the goalie saves it, you got to be ready to, get that ball out of the box. And they kind of just watched him save it, and the ball bounced right towards a Kansas City player, and we just kind of stood around. So that's not something we want to see at all.
Yeah, we escaped to the point, but that 60-minute period where we gave up 3 goals is just horrific.
And one bad 16-minute period of buns, 3 unanswered goals by SKC.
It's just terrible.
Yeah.
We just can't let that happen again.
Yeah, 100%. And that is extremely poor. That's real bad.
That was really bad. Moving on, we used 4 subs. Actually, no, we're gonna move into stats. The Revs dominated possession, similar to how Chicago dominated possession against us, 61-39. The Revs had a 2.9 expected goals. Sporting Kansas City with 2.43. The Revs 6 shots on target, 12 total. We only had 1 corner. I'm kind of glad we're not getting corners because I feel like we don't
utilize our corners.
We don't do anything with corners.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather a throw-in right there.
Yeah.
Or like something like that because.
Oh no, we just kind of waste it. Yeah.
We're wasting the corners.
Yeah.
Oh my, it's bad.
100%.
We committed 11 fouls.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that.
I'm trying to be like Inter Miami now. I don't know what I'm trying to do.
I knew you were gonna say that. Moving on to.
I do want to talk about quickly the formation. If you look on like any soccer app that you have, it's gonna list us as a 4-2-3-1, which was not what we were rocking. We were still rocking the same exact formation that we were earlier with the 3-4-1-2. So it was the same formation. It just looks different. Yeah. Because if you watch the broadcast, they will tell you the real formation that we used.
Moving on to subs though, 4 subs. I'm gonna highlight a Rudy for Beeson and Diaz for Chunkalai. I'd say the Rudy for Beeson more.
Rudy for Beeson. Beeson gave him his
Yeah.
dark magic when he subbed him off. He rubbed out like they high fived each other on the way out. Whoa, that really.
It
We
makes
gotta
sense now.
investigate him.
It makes sense.
Gotta
now.
go to the Salem Beeson trials. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna take off the Diaz for Chunkalai. I kind of, it's a good sub. Just Chunkalai was doing well.
Yeah.
Late in the match, I don't mind it. A Rudy for Beeson though. I feel like Beeson didn't play all that well,
Yeah.
but a Rudy scored a goal.
He
And
did. Yeah.
Diaz is just absolutely rapid and was
He is
able to-
extremely fast.
he is very fast.
Yeah.
And was able to have that assist. So I'd say those two are my two to highlight because hey, they're the ones who scored the equalizing goal and had the equalizing assist.
100%.
They got us that point, so I don't mind it.
Yep.
Our predictions, I wouldn't say they were the greatest. You had Suleimanov. He came up at half, and he wasn't phenomenal.
Right. I think I predicted a 0-0 draw last week, so it was a draw.
A little bit far. You might have.
Yeah,
right. You might have
Missed 6 goals, but
Might have been 6 goals off. I had Manu Garcia. He was given the man of the match by Mob. He got a yellow card and a goal. I thought he played well. Yeah, not much else to say. I said in the previous episode he's a very good player. He was at Man City at one point.
Right, yeah.
He played in France and Spain and just very good player. He played for the Spanish national team at one point. He's a very good player. We'll quickly skip on to man of the match.
yeah. So I think my man of the match is probably Peyton Miller. I want to say in the first half. Not only is he really fast, Peyton Miller, so he's very young. And the past few games, been criticizing him, thought he wanted to get back to his form. I felt this game, especially in the first half, he was the cause for the own goal. He was crossing the ball in, and that led us to being 2-0 up in the first half.
Yeah.
Which, if we weren't 2-0 up in the first half, if that collapse would have happened, we would not have won, or at least got a point out of this game.
I'd really
So I feel out of the game, he was an extremely important player, and I think he's my man of the match.
Yeah, I really want to start a petition about hey, if you cause an own goal, you should get the assist.
Yeah, 100%.
Because he crossed it in and hit the defender and it went in.
Right.
And it was
And if not, it would have fell to who was it by? Was it
Yusuf.
Ganago?
Yusuf.
Yusuf. Okay.
Thankfully he didn't touch that because
Yeah.
then it would be offsides. But hey, touch
Yeah.
the defender.
Right.
And so I think Peyton Miller should have that assist. Yeah, I have Chunkalai Ganago.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Chunkalai had a really good game. Ganago had excuse me. Ganago had a good game. Gonna go with the assist on Chunk's goal.
Yeah.
Chunk scoring his
Obviously.
starting debut, I believe.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, by the way, Urruti, that was his first goal since 2023.
yeah, MLS's inception.
Yeah, right?
Like,
Since MLS was created.
since the first game of MLS, he's scored a goal.
Yeah, scored a single goal.
Surreal. Surreal to see
Insane.
that dude score.
Yeah.
And so I thought we played well.
Yeah.
I thought we didn't perform poorly, but
But it's that 60 minutes that can really alter a game.
that's 16 minutes right there.
Yeah.
Just it's not even. It changed the course of the entire game. It was unacceptable to see the Revs just kind of fall asleep at the wheel.
Yeah,
we
100%.
went from 2-0 up to 2-1 to 2-2 to 3-2.
Which I do want to talk about the penalty quickly that they scored the second penalty. I felt like Fofana, what do you want him to do? Because he's trying to get the ball, and then the player runs and gets it, and he gets kicked by Fofana. Not that Fofana's trying to get him, he's trying to get the ball. So what do you want him to do? Stand still? So I don't know. I'm not saying it's not a penalty. I'm saying it's a tough decision.
Yeah, I'm actually confused on why I didn't talk about this penalty earlier.
Yeah.
I was, as a goalkeeper myself, I was standing in my living room trying to figure out, hey, which way is this dude gonna go? And I guessed wrong. I guessed wrong because I looked at the penalty graph. He had gone twice to one side, multiple down the middle, and then 0 to another side, and he went to the side he had 0 on. Ivitic, good on him. He went where I would have gone.
Good on him that he didn't say the pen.
No.
No.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
He dove to the side that he had scored twice on. So, I like his thought process there. But hey, it's very difficult to save a penalty.
100%.
I have a 100% penalty saving rate,
Oh, okay.
in my career, so not to brag or anything, but hey, I think I would say that. Anyways,
yeah. So obviously
Definitely.
the Revs have to build off. 3 straight draws is not going to cut it. We have to, go back to our winning ways.
yeah, we're still undefeated in the
Yeah.
last 7.
Yeah, we're still undefeated in the last 7 games. So
Yeah, so hopefully we can. We're sitting 10th in the East right now, 5-4-4 with 19 points. Hopefully, and we are for many teams, for every team, because a few teams played today, 2 games behind them.
Yeah.
We are sitting 10th with 2 games behind them. Say they're both wins. What does that put us at? 25?
Yeah, which would be like 6.
Yeah, that would put us at
We're
6th.
Inter Miamians right now because they've fallen off a cliff. But we are a New England Revolution podcast, so we're not going to talk about that.
Unless, we actually might talk about it because,
when we play them.
no, Montreal play the midweek.
Oh, so we are going to talk about them.
But with that, I'm going to send it over to our sponsor, unless you have anything else to add.
Nope.
I'm going to send it over to our sponsor, Leading Lights LLC. Unlock the power of your platform data with Leading Lights, experts in transforming raw numbers into compelling benchmarks. Leading Lights helps a variety of companies turn insights into engaging stories that drive growth. Elevate your brand with data-driven content that captivates your audience and sets you apart from the competition with Leading Lights. Visit their website at leadinglights.io to see how you can transform your platform data. Hello and welcome back everyone to Foxboro's Fortress, your home for all the latest on the New England Revolution. Again, I'm Cecil Kenny.
And I'm Rafael Babchuk.
And we got 2 more games to go over. You ready?
I'm ready.
Alright, let's run it. DC United midweek. They're currently 3-5-7. They're sitting with 14 points, 12th in the East. They started their year 4 matches unbeaten. Only 1 win, though.
Yeah.
A win against Red Bull, followed, but then just to lose the next to Philly. 2-match winning streak, 1 in MLS, 1 in the Open Cup. They haven't won any of their last 3 matches, 2 draws and a loss, before drawing in regular time for Charlotte, but knocking them out of the Open Cup on pens. Just lost to Red Bull in their second meeting this season this past Saturday. A good thing, this is the big thing, Benteke, their star striker, he's injured with an ankle injury until projected mid-June. Hopefully, he won't be available for the Revs.
Yeah.
And so, he's always causing the Revs,
Major problems.
Major problems, huge problems. And so, whenever he's playing, it's always been a difficult matchup against DC United. With him out of the lineup, can the Revs capitalize?
Yeah.
I really hope so.
That's the question.
DC United, as we mentioned, they're not a phenomenal team, but they're not bad by any means. And so
Yeah. So we want to talk about. I want to talk about one player who's gonna have a big impact on the game. His name is Jose Kijima, Japan national. He scored 2 goals so far this season. He played for St. Louis City in 2024. Then was on St. Louis 2, and now he's on DC United. He's a relatively young guy, 22 years old. So he's someone who's obviously already scored 2 goals this season. He's plays on the right hand side. So someone he's gonna obviously give Payne Miller problems, and whoever's playing on that left hand side for center back probably Tanner Beeson problems. He's someone extremely versatile and someone extremely quick and agile that we have to watch out for.
hopefully he doesn't bite us. I got Peglo. Decent player who's 23, so still young. He played Internacional in Brazil, went to Porto. He's just kind of bounced around, and then he came over from Poland to DC in January, and he's been pretty good. 2 goals, 2 assists in 9 matches. He's been pretty good, and I don't want him to do well.
Yeah.
Although he seems like a really fun player to watch. And so I feel like he's gonna cause us problems.
Yeah.
I feel like
Again, a winger, obviously on the left hand side though.
yeah, I feel like we definitely need to make sure he doesn't do anything insane. Because if he gets going, he's gonna get going. And we don't want that to happen.
Right.
Yeah. Another guy I really like. This is just a guy I want to bring up quickly. Is Gabriel Priani. Smaller player. I'm trying to find him. Here we are. 23, 1 assist. He hasn't started as many matches this season. But he was a big player for them last year. He was on loan for them a few years back. He's been with them permanently. He was in Brazil as well. He's attacking mid. I'm surprised he's not playing more. I feel like he's a very good player. He's played 10 matches, 1 assist, but he hasn't started as many matches. The last game he actually started was April 6th. And then he came off the bench against Cincy, unless that was an injury and he came off. Nope, he came off the bench. He came off the bench against Cincy, Red Bull, Philly. He was on the bench again in their first meeting with Red Bull. So he just hasn't played all that much recently, and I'm very surprised that he hasn't played that much. Very good player.
Yeah, kind of not found his role in the starting 11 just yet.
But. Yeah, this season. If he does play, though, watch out for him. What are we looking for scoreline, Raphael?
Scoreline, let me think. DC United, obviously we are away. Let's see, DC United, I think we get ourselves a nice 2-0 victory here. I think, you know what? Yeah, we get ourselves a 2-0 victory here. Carlos Hill scores, and so does Chunk again.
Nice. All right. I'd like to see that break that not winning streak.
Yeah.
It'd be really nice to get us a win.
Because I think this is going to be a game we can capitalize on.
Definitely. We need to capitalize on this. I've got a 2-1 win.
2-1 win, all right.
I'm going to give goals to... Let's see, who do I want to give goals to? Chunklai. Chunklai is going to score again.
Yeah, all right, so we're agreed on that.
We agree on Chunklai scoring.
I said he'll...
And Yusuf is going to score.
Yusuf, all right.
Yusuf is going to score...
Hassan Yusuf, that's a
fine
shout.
goal assist.
Fine goal assist.
Although that doesn't matter if we get donuts or not.
Yeah.
And then Peglo is going to get assisted by a guy we didn't talk about, Herrera, 27-year-old Guatemalan, Aaron Herrera. He's been good. He'll assist Peglo. Peglo will score. They'll tie 1-1, and then the order actually doesn't matter.
Yeah. But yeah, 2-1. I said 2-0. So
yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1. Peglo and Herrera linking up for that goal, and we got Chunklai and we got Alhassan Yusuf.
All right. So you got 2-1, I got 2-0. Let's see if we get donuts next week.
Since
we're another MLS game for the Saturday. What if we get both predictions right? Is that
double donuts?
Double donuts.
Double donuts.
Double donuts.
Or we just hold a donut for
the week after.
Yeah, I think
that'll be up to you guys. All right.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Why would I leave? I don't know. Let's go. All right.
Anyways, let's go to Montreal. They're 1-5-9. Only 8 points this year. I think they're 1-5-9. I don't know if I updated that. I believe they're 1-5-9. They are not that good.
Yeah, definitely not that good.
1-5-9.
I think they have a better record than the Galaxy, though.
Yeah, Galaxy are just not good.
Yeah.
Only 8 points bottom of the East. They didn't win any of their first 11 matches.
They obviously fired their manager.
Yeah, I made a special episode of that if you want to look at that. It's not too relevant because Caleb Porter looks like he's secured his job for at least right now.
Yeah.
But that was, I believe, like episode 4.
Yeah, it was a special with just you. I wasn't able to record that one.
Yeah. But I talked about them sacking their manager, Courtois, I believe his name was. And so back to Montreal, they didn't win any of their first 11 matches. Their only win came on pens to Toronto in the Canadian Championship. It's the way for Canadian teams to qualify for CONCACAF Champions Cup. It's like their version of the U.S. Open Cup. Mm-hmm. 3 of their 8 points came from draws during that first 11 matches. So only 3 points across 11 matches.
Yeah.
Terrible. They won their first MLS match on May 10th to NYCFC 1-0. Then they drew Columbus before getting dismantled by Toronto FC 6-1 in MLS play this time. When the Revs played Chicago in the Open Cup this past week, Montreal also played and lost to a Canadian Premier League team. I don't even know at this point.
Yeah.
That was Forge FC. They drew LAFC this past Saturday 2-2, and then they play Inter Miami midweek. Inter Miami hasn't been at their best, but we can't count them out. It's Inter Miami.
Right. Also, this is the same thing that San Diego played Inter Miami midweek, and then they played us. They ended up drawing us. So we're going to see if Montreal could do the same as they play us midweek. Hopefully we beat them, though. But again, we are still away for this match. So that's gonna be something to look for.
Am I like? Can we like actually go to a game? Like I swear.
Yeah,
Just,
I
like,
don't know. I don't know
back home.
who's creating the MLS schedule,
Like,
and they like I don't know what's going on because the Revs like it's not like they suck, so I want to see them now. Well, they kind of I don't know. We'll see.
Don't know why you'd say that.
Yeah.
And anyways,
anyway, we're gonna talk about a few players that we want to go through the game. You
I'm going first. I called it. I called it. Giacomo Vrioni. Love this dude. Former Revs DP. 5 matches, 3 goals in MLS. One of our favorite players.
Yeah, he was my favorite player.
Love
of the
this
Revs
dude.
And then he left to Montreal. That's why when the Montreal comes home to New England, I will be at that game.
We traded him to Montreal. Let's start there.
Okay.
I really liked him as a player. He just wasn't very clinical in front of net.
Yeah.
5 matches, 3 goals is no slouch though.
Yeah. Why can't we keep him, bro? Why do we have to have a Rudy, bro? I don't know, bro. Vrioni, he was
making like bank though. So
yeah, I know.
I wish you would have taken a pay cut and stayed with us. Because we just don't have a good back striker.
Yeah.
Rudy's a good third. Sure, he scored the winner.
Yeah, or like 5th, or like even though he did score, but
he did
hard,
score.
Hard to rant on him, even though he's not the best.
Yeah. So he's the guy that I want to shout out. One of our favorite players. Hopefully he doesn't come back to bite us.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a player I do want to talk about, which because you stole my player, but it's all right. I'm gonna go.
That was my player.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Even though Giacomo Vrioni's like my favorite, but it's okay. It's all right. All right. My player that I want to talk about is Prince Osei Owusu from Ghanaian national. 28 years old.
I don't think he's international. You said that. Oh yeah, for the DC United player.
Yeah.
I don't think they're
international. But there's nationals because they play for that country.
But
they're from that country, so
they're from that country, but they're not Ghanaian national.
So would you not say that Eli Feingold is Israeli national?
He plays for their national team, so he is.
No, but would you not say that Carlos Hill is a Spanish national?
No, I would have said that he's
we disagree.
Of Spanish nationality.
Oh, all right. All right.
Anyways,
4 goals, 2 assists in 15 matches this season. He's a very talented player. He was at Toronto before coming to the Montreal for this season. He started his career all the way back at Stuttgart in Germany, and then went to Hoffenheim, a couple other teams, and then obviously he's found his way to Canada, play for Toronto. I guess he likes it, so he came to Montreal. French, I don't know, maybe he likes the food. Because, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I was at Montreal. Montreal's a pretty cool place.
Montreal is a really cool place. I got to visit their stadium when I was there.
I don't know why we're talking about Montreal.
Because we play them.
Oh, no. I mean, like, you know what? We're continuing talking. He's a very clinical player. Obviously, striker. He was in a partnership with Vrioni. Obviously, you kind of know who I like better of the two. But these two are someones we have to watch out. These are 2 people we have to watch out for. And we cannot let them be clinical with their chances. We cannot let them score. So
with that, we're gonna move on to predictions. I called it first again.
Okay. No, you went first. Now it's my turn.
Oh yeah, that's true. My fault.
Away in Montreal.
It's cold.
You know, I was actually in Montreal. I was at their stadium. I missed the game that they played. I saw the training ground. I saw them training. Their stadium's actually pretty cool.
Their stadium is really cool.
Yeah, because I was by the Olympic stadium.
I went over there.
Yeah, me too. Why did we both go to the same place?
Why did we go to the same place, and why did we go together?
At 2 different times. I don't know.
Why
are we talking about vacation plans?
Why not?
No, previous.
I didn't
Maybe you lived in Montreal. Maybe I lived in Montreal.
What?
I don't know.
Anyways, we went to the stadium. It's a really cool stadium.
It's a cool stadium.
They've got when they hosted the Olympics, it's got all that stuff. Really cool place. You should visit it. Spend your money.
Spend your money. Go to Montreal.
Spend your money. Go to Montreal. It's a really cool.
Basically France. So if you don't want to travel on a 11-hour flight.
Okay. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways.
I don't know why we're talking about.
I don't know. We're going.
Go spend your money.
Yeah.
Go to Montreal. Anyways.
We're going over. This video is sponsored by Travel Montreal. No.
This video is sponsored by both Leading Lights and Travel Montreal.
All right. No, actually, we're getting into my predictions. I'm going for we're going to go 1-1 draw.
Really?
Giacomo Vrioni scores. And his homecoming, well, actually not. His homecoming will be when he plays in
That'd be cool.
Gillette. I think Vrioni scores, and I think Ahsan Yusuf will score. Kind of like a edge of the box. Bounce out. But I think a 1-1 draw. I don't think we win this game. I think we win midweek. I don't think we win.
1-0 win.
Montreal. 1-0 win. You got a 1-0 win.
Varone, disallowed goal, offsides.
Giacomo.
And the Revs goal scorer is going to be. I have Peyton Miller assisting this goal.
Peyton Miller assisting this goal. All right.
Peyton Miller will assist the goal scored by Carlos Hill.
Carlos Hill.
Carlos Hill will get back on that goal sheet after a little bit of a dry spout.
Yeah.
He will get back on that score sheet. He will score to give us the win.
Against
in Montreal.
In Montreal.
Giacomo Vrioni getting a disallowed goal because his toenail
Here's the question.
grew during the game and he's upset.
Yeah. Do you think we give him a standing ovation when he comes to Gillette?
I'm giving it a standing ovation.
Yeah, I'm definitely giving him I don't know why.
He
wasn't even that good for us, but
I know.
I like Giacomo Vrioni.
Super cool dude.
Super good. Nice guy.
When he was getting on the plane,
Yeah.
he's always bringing these he's bringing 7 bags to go to
I don't
Nashville. And it's
Nashville
you're
for
not,
3 days. It's dude, what's going on?
Dude, why do you have 13 bags?
Yeah.
It's peak Italian.
It's he has
I can't even lie.
His hairdresser with him. I don't know what's going on. He brings his I don't know.
He's Albanian, but he's he played in Italy. He's from Italy.
Yeah. All right.
I really he always carries a lot of bags with him.
Yeah.
Can't even lie. Super cool. Let's move on to our Revs Loan Watch.
Yeah. We're gonna go through this a little quick, but yeah.
It doesn't have to be too quick. We're doing well on time. Jack Paniotu. He was injured. Why are you standing there? He's injured.
Yeah.
Was
injured last match.
Not phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'll
Not
be honest. Hopefully he gets better. Want to see him back out there. Although Tiago Suarez of the Birmingham Legion. He's on loan. He's played 2 matches since we last mentioned him. 7.0 FOT mob rating in a 1-1 draw against Detroit City.
Mm-hmm.
Noted he completed the most passes in the match with 53. Pretty cool stat.
Yeah.
And then last match they won 2-1 against Miami FC.
Not to be confused with Inter Miami.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Inter Miami CF actually.
You're right. Club de Football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very posh right now.
Yeah.
Received a 7.6 by FOTMob. He got a yellow, but he also completed the most passes.
Again.
He's the most accurate passer, 94%. And he won the most duels in that match with 8. And it looks like he's doing pretty good for Birmingham.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
It's good
so
to
we might trade him for a bag of chips later on in the season.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, right.
Great idea.
That's
I'm thinking...
That's a.
I'm getting a notification. It's Tiago Suarez being traded to Birmingham Legion for GAM. They don't even have GAM in that league, and yet we're still getting $3.47 worth of GAM and 4 carrot sticks.
Yeah.
Anyways,
carrot sticks, ranch dip as well.
You want that right now?
No, not really. I don't like ranch that much. It's not bad.
Rose is being very controversial right now.
Well, no, because not too controversial. Just ranch is good, just not great.
Okay.
All right.
Dispute this in the comments, everybody, please.
Yeah.
As mentioned previously, we didn't talk about this too much, but Eric Klein, he signed a permanent deal with the first team on a 2-year deal with contract options in 2027, 2028, and 2029.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just give him a 3-year deal? I don't know.
Yeah. You know what is a bad ranch? McDonald's.
Okay. Why are you still on this? Anyways, Klein getting this contract after
an own goal, which I spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
So what an interesting way to give him a contract.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But with that, do you got anything else?
Just follow us on X at NEPodcastingNet. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe and comment. Leave a like. Obviously, it helps a lot. If you're on Spotify, make sure you're following. Comment or DM us with any comments or questions. We love to hear from you guys. Thank you to our sponsor again, Leading Lights LLC. Our next episode will be coming out next Monday.
Should be. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. I don't know why I didn't mention this earlier.
Yeah, happy Memorial Day. Be grilling out hot dogs and burgers.
Hot dogs and burgers.
Do you bring ranch to Memorial Day? I've never had ranch at Memorial Day.
I don't know. Please let us know in the comments. Do you bring ranch to your Memorial Day?
No. Is ranch amazing or just good?
And do you bring it to Memorial Day celebrations?
Yeah, I don't.
With that, this was Foxboro's Fortress.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening.